Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 84 of Dream Career Talk Show. Dream Career Talk Show is a part of my mission to inspire and impact 10 million lives by helping people to unlock their full potential and build their dream careers and life. On this show, we bring experts from various domains who can share their knowledge, their experiences, their failures, and their success to inspire others and also give hope, direction, and right steps to build their dream careers. So, as we bring different people on this talk show to share their expertise and their knowledge, today we have someone special who has walked the path, who has done it himself, and who is helping a lot of people to simplify habits. We all know New Year is the time when people make their resolutions. People set their health goals, career goals, financial, and other goals. But what stops them from reaching their goals and their habits? What is actually the way where through which we can achieve our goals? How to simplify the habits? Today's guest Manoj Sharma is a healthy habit simplifier. He's passionate about creating a world where people are free from unhealthy lifestyles and achieving their full potential. He's the published author of the Amazon best-selling book Simplify Habits for Healthy You, which you can see on the screen as well. Born in a small village in Rajasthan, studied his engineering at one of the premier colleges, IIT, worked in one of India's biggest PSU companies and one of the fastest growing agri-tech startups, founded a successful eco-friendly product business. He is blessed with an enriching experience of both traditional and modern life, lived and experienced both contrasts of rural and urban life. He's a big believer in simplifying the complexities of life. Manoj is on a mission to rescue 1 million middle-aged busy professionals from unhealthy lifestyles by simplifying habit change to cherish a more happy and productive life. Manoj, I've seen your journey, amazing, and you have simplified your habits, you have practiced it, and you have walked the path. And now today you are helping a lot of professionals, especially the mid-career ones, to actually simplify their habits and get success not only in their careers but in life. So it's a very glad moment for me. So welcome to Dream Career Talk Show.
Thank you, Vada. Glad to be here. Glad to always add value by sharing my experiences. So thank you for this opportunity.
Great, nice to have you here, and good. We can see on the screen as well the book that you have written, which has already been inspiring many people apart from the coaching programs that you do. Right. So, to begin with, how did you get into this, right? Simplifying habits for people and helping them to actually build good habits and get success in their careers and life. How did the journey start for you? Like, was it something where you started it as a career or was it midway? How did this start?
Yeah. So it was not something which I thought that I would be doing a few years back. This was not there in my mind. But I was in the self-realization phase a few years back, like in the year 2018-19 at that time, because things were not going the way I wanted. And when I started analyzing my life, I went back to the college time. As you mentioned, I did my BTech from IIT Dhanbad. So, like, I was in a good college and I was having those big dreams. And
Hmm.
at that age, most of the people have those big dreams. So, I was also having that. But when I was in the year 2018-19, like, it was like 10, 11 years has passed. And I was not at the place which I wanted to be. I was utilizing my potential very less. So that was the time when I realized that something is wrong, something is not right. And there were many incidences also happening. Like my family was suffering from lifestyle diseases. I was seeing my relatives were dying because of cancer, heart diseases, because of their unhealthy lifestyle. I was seeing my friends getting hospitalized because of health issues, because of unhealthy lifestyle. So all these things were happening, and my life was also not going the way I wanted. So that was the time I did self-realization, and then I started onto this journey. So I was also stuck with many unhealthy lifestyle for 10, 11 years of my life during the college time and during my career. And that started showing impact. I was overweight. I was more than 80 kg. I used to feel lazy. I used to feel stressed. All the time there was lots of overthinking going on. And because of that, I was not able to utilize the potential. I wanted to do so many things. I was having so many ideas, but I was not able to put the efforts which were required. So I was also not getting the result which I wanted to. So that was the phase I was. From there, I started working on these things. But there was also a period of 2, 3 years of struggle. I wanted to implement so many things, but I was not able to. But then things changed for me in the year 2020 when Corona was also there. I was seeing lots of people were dying. So there was a time like do or die of situation. So at that time, I was able to, I was exploring things, lots of things to implement. And finally, I was able to implement a healthy lifestyle in my life. And once I experienced those benefits, I was like, wow, this is something completely different. And that was the time when lots of people were also dying because of Corona. So I started talking about this, that this is something I want to share with others. I started writing, I started talking, and then I published this book also, Simplify Habits for Healthy You. And from them, I have been helping many people, especially people like me who have been working because I understand that. So I have been helping lots of people like me to come out of those struggles.
Great. That's inspiring to know how you actually moved from being an IIT engineer to helping people to coach on habits, especially seeing the big problem, and you realize there should be people who are able to help them, support them with the right guidance. And so that's really nice of you. But when you started this journey, right, when you had implemented for yourself, now when you started reaching to people, how was this journey for you in terms of like were people practicing whatever you were teaching? Did your family members, did your friends, how did you start with like implementing these habits and helping others there?
Yeah, so I actually started with myself and my family. My wife was also suffering from a lifestyle disease. And there were times like it used to be very difficult for her to just eat because she was facing problem in her tonsil because of tonsil problems. She used to have lots of pain in her throat area. So many times it used to get very difficult just to eat, just to talk, and it is used to happen very frequently. So that was also one of the trigger for this. So we started implementing on ourselves the healthy habits, and as I said, for 2, 3 years I was struggling just to build one or two habits. Like now is the New Year's time also. Lots of people take those resolutions. So same thing I used to do also do. But in 1 year, I was not able to just implement one or two healthy habits. I used to struggle with that. So that was happening from 2018, 19, start of 2020 also. And I used to feel like I so want to implement healthy habits, but why I'm not able to. So many times, but these simple questions we don't ask to ourselves.
Right.
Earlier, I was also not doing. But when I started asking these questions, that's something I want to do so much, and it's not a rocket science. Doing exercise, eating healthy, doing meditation, it's not a rocket science. These are simple things. But still, why I'm not able to? And whenever I used to do research on healthy habits, healthy lifestyle, people were only talking about like do this, do that, follow these healthy habits, all that. Just they were just talking about what to do, but how to actually implement that, how to actually make it a way of life. That was something which was missing, which I was not getting, and I didn't know at that time. So because of that, for 2, 3 years, I struggled. But once I get to know about these things, how to actually implement, there are many concepts of habits, and habits is something which is like there have been lots of scientific studies also, and from there they have developed many concepts also which we can use and we can make this journey easy. So when I get to know about that, I started implementing that. And let me tell you, like earlier, I was struggling just to develop one or two habits in a year. But within 1 year, I was able to develop like more than 15 healthy habits. And I got rid of more than 20 unhealthy habits within 1 year,
Hmm.
only because of these concepts of habits, which made my journey very easy. Since then, I have been helping others also to do the same thing. Like what took me 2, 3 years to identify these gaps and implement those things. Now I'm helping people to develop same things within like 3 months. So within 90 days, they can. There are people who I have helped. They have been able to develop like more than 15 healthy habits, 10, 12 healthy habits like that.
Great, that is amazing to know. And you also you were mentioning about how you actually quit certain habits, right? So how does that happen? Because people at one stage they want to build new habits, but they are stuck with a lot of those old habits which they want to quit. And as you rightly mentioned, I think many people have that. Whatever you also felt, hey, it's so simple, but why am I not being able to do this, right? And that's where people from years together they follow that, right? And they are still stuck. Every year they write a resolution, they are not able to do. So how do they quit those habits so that they can start a new journey?
Yeah, so I will give you one example. Like I and most of the people will resonate with that. I was also having this unhealthy habit of uh, like binge eating. I used to come from work. Most of the people they are under stress when they come from work. Same thing was happening with me also. So because of that stress, I was looking some ways to get out of that, and then we end up into that emotional eating, binge eating. So I used to have dinner. After that, some family time, family going to sleep, and I will start watching something online, YouTube, Netflix, and I will start eating. And it will go for hours. It will start from 10, 11 p.m. and it will go for like 1, 2 p.m. for many hours. That was happening. So, and next day I will feel guilty because this was the time when I actually wanted to implement healthy lifestyle. And during the day, I was following some healthy habits also. But during the night, this was happening because this was a habit. This was unhealthy habit for me.
Right.
Consciously, I knew that this is not right for me, but it was happening. It automatically it was happening at unconscious level during the night. And my wife was also trying to help me get out of that. There used to be fights because of this. She would literally fight with me that I should not do this. But I was out of control. Many times we lose control on ourselves. So that was something which is happening. So for many months I struggled with that. But then I implemented certain concepts of habits. One of the concept is whenever we follow any unhealthy habit, make it difficult to do.
Hmm.
So how can I make it difficult to do? I thought that okay, if I don't have anything like all those snack items which we eat during the night, if I don't have in my house, it's very rare that I will go out purchase and then I will. So
Yeah.
that is something how we can make it difficult. So there are many ways we can make it difficult. So this is something which I implemented. Then there is a concept like make it invisible. It should not be visible. So like uh, my wife used to hide those food products at places where I cannot find them. So she helped me with that. So like that, there are many simple concepts which we can use, uh, and that makes it very easy. And then finally, like what I did is this was happening during the night. So like make it impossible. This is one concept in habits. So how can I make it impossible? I used to think, okay, let me sleep early. So then I started sleeping early, like before 10 p.m. So
Mhm.
then this habit completely stopped. So just by implementing these simple concepts, we can get rid of the things which I was struggling for many months to implement.
Good one. Good tips. I think, and as you said, many can resonate. Even I can. I was able to go back into my career journey, and that's where even I used to feel, oh, I'm so stressed out throughout the day. Now let me just relax. And I'm tired, but I still want to watch a movie. I still want to have something where I can have like snacks. And I think this is where many of people have complained as well when we work with the mid-career professionals, right? They are going through this, but I think these tips are really good, right? And coming back to some of the habits, one of the habit that we see very common, especially in the corporate world, also what I've seen is smoking habit. Right? A lot of professionals have this habit where they go time to time, have a smoke, right? And one big challenge with them I see is that identity that they have created around themselves. Right? I'm a smoker. I can't quit it. So for these kind of habits which they have been practicing and created as an identity around themselves, how can they come out of these habits? Anything that they can implement or anything they can look at so that they can come out of this?
Yeah. So like when something which we are following for many years, it's not easy to actually get rid of that. But one important thing we need to understand is when we want to implement something big, when we want to bring a big change in our life, one important thing is having that clarity that why I want to do this. So this is something which is also missing, which is also one big reason why people are not able to implement healthy lifestyle because we don't understand the priority. Why is it so important? So that is something we need to make it very clear to us. Right now, also we know, but that awareness is not enough. That awareness needs to increase. Like because of smoking, because of other unhealthy habits, how it is impacting our life, how it is not allowing us to grow in our career, how it is not allowing us to have those good relations with our family, and how we will end up into some lifestyle disease, maybe cancer, and then how it is going to impact our life, our family. So we need to make ourselves more aware of these things, and for that also, like one very simple thing in habit concepts is using the triggers. So like this should be all around us.
Mhm.
Anything which we want ourselves to be more aware of, make it more visible for you. So like having those stickers, those posters around you, so that all the time you are aware of that. So I also use like many sticky notes around me, something which I want to bring a change in my life. When I started building habits, I used to write that in my daily planner. Those two healthy habits that I want to do meditation every day at this time, like that. I used to write it every day. So when I was writing it every day, it became part of my subconscious level. It went very deep within me. My awareness increased a lot. And because of that, I was able to implement that. So first, most important thing is increasing the awareness. Why is it so important and how it is impacting our life? That is one very important thing. Then, like the concept which I shared with you, making it difficult, making it invisible. Uh, these are the some concepts which we can use. And also, like when we do something, after that, what kind of feeling do we have? Whenever we smoke or whenever we eat something unhealthy, after that, what is the feeling we have? If the feeling is good, then our mind will tell us that this is something good for us, and that will keep repeating in the future also. But if somehow we create that end feeling, something which is not attractive, something which is bad, our mind will know that this is not something good for us, and then it will not allow us to do that. So
Mhm.
initially, we need to do this consciously. If we want to build healthy habit, we need to create that good end feeling. We need to celebrate. And if we want to quit some unhealthy habit, we need to consciously create that bad feeling that this is not good for us. So initially, if we do that, then our mind will understand that this is not good, and it will support us to get rid of those unhealthy habits. So these are the simple things which we can use. And one more important thing, like when we want to get rid of anything, make it easy to quit. Like bringing any drastic change will not work. It will completely shake our mind. It will completely disturb, and then your mind will resist. So we need to align our actions with the way our mind works, not
Mhm.
fighting with ourselves. So for that, we need to bring small changes. Like if you are smoking 10 cigarettes in a day, bring it down slowly. 9, 8, 5, 4, like that, rather than completely stopping that. So this is also one concept which I have used multiple times, making it easy to quit by taking those small steps. And same thing applies for when we want to build healthy habits also. So this is something which has helped me.
Right. I think very helpful there in terms of instead of making that big change, do that small steps, take that small steps, small changes. And also, as I can connect with what you said, like have that important reason why you want to do it or why you don't want to continue with that habit. I think that also helps, right? But many a times, Manoj, what happens is people have that fear for coming from their past, right? Like for example, somebody wants to start off with exercise again, go to a gym. They might have quit gym. I think there's a very typical example. They might have joined gym multiple times. I listened this from my lot of my friends. I've joined gym multiple times. I have not utilized it. I had to like stop, right? And because of that, now they are not ready to go back and again try and attempt and start new habits, right? So how do they actually look at this and how they can still start working on their habits,
Yeah. So one thing is Fatah, like what we want is the result. We
right?
don't want any habit. We want results. So we
Correct.
want to be healthy. That is our goal, end goal. So now there are different ways to achieve those goals. Goal is same, but there are different ways we can achieve that. So if we want to be healthy, we need to be physically active. Now there are multiple ways we can be physically active. So there is also one important concept in habits, which is like make it interesting.
Hmm.
So we need to look at the things which are of our interest. So if you want to be physically active, find out that thing which which is of your interest. For some people, uh, they like sports. They like playing games. So by playing games, they can be healthy. They can be physically active.
Hmm.
People like running, jogging in the morning. By doing that, they can be healthy. Some people likes long walks. Many times I also go in nature for long walks. So that is something which is working for me. Some people like yoga. Some people likes to go to the gym. So identify the thing which is of your interest and which will help you to achieve that end goal. So always identify what is that end goal and what can help you to achieve that. So like going gym is not the only way. This is also like one trend which has become like we are not bodybuilders. Most of us are professionals. We use our brain for our profession. We don't use our body. So we just need to be healthy. We are not here to build our body. So there are multiple ways we can achieve that.
Great, and I love that concept of don't look. It's not like a one solution for all, right? You don't have to actually go to the gym. That's not the only solution. You can look at what is something that you love doing, maybe walking, maybe jogging, maybe playing some sport. And I think these are some good techniques of building some good healthy habits without even actually looking at spending money or following the crowd and then going back and again like getting to back ground zero.
Yeah, and for me, what actually works for the is like as I said, make it interesting. So what I do is I keep it the variety. Few days I will go for running. Few days I will do dance. Few days I will do yoga, Surya Namaskar. Few days I will do push-ups. So I keep that variety. So that is how I'm making it interesting. So these are the things which we can utilize.
Great. I think this is also a good tip where people can not only look at one thing, but how they can actually make it different flavors so that they are enjoying while they are doing it as well. So that's
Yeah,
really
and
nice.
actually all these things we don't need to go at some place. We can actually do it in our home. And when I was implementing, there was lockdown, so there was no way to go out. So I used to think like, how can I make it simple? How can I do it at home itself? So these are the many ways which we can do at our home also and be healthy or in any nearby area. We don't need to go far because with most of the professionals, they are busy. There is lack of time. So these are
Right.
the things that can be done at home itself.
Right. Okay, good. So we know how do we actually get out of bad habits. Now coming to habits, right? What kind of habits should one person build? Like if you take an example of a typical corporate professional, right? What are those 5 or 7 or 10 habits that you recommend that they should have in their life that they should be practicing or they should be following? Anything like that? You have a list?
Yeah. So Fatah, like many things we discussed about the habits. Now, when we are looking at health, one very important thing which we miss is like not just physical health, but our mental health also. And actually, the mental health is more important because we can live our life to the fullest, to the best level, only when we are into a good state of mind. And this is something I also realized when I started taking care of my mind by following certain practices. I realized that it became so easy to implement other habits, many things in my life. Otherwise, what happens is there is lots of thinking going on, lots of stress is there, overthinking is there, and because of that, we are not actually able to implement simple things in our life. So that is the first thing we need to take care. And for that, like utilizing the morning hours is the best way to do that. So what I do is when I wake up, first thing I do is the meditation. So that is something which I have been doing. Then like spending some time with ourselves, with nature, connecting with nature, maybe sunlight, maybe just observing the air, birds around us, just connecting with the nature and spending time with ourselves, that me time. That is something which helps us to uh, understand many things which are not going right in our life. Otherwise, that stress will keep building up. But when we spend that me time with ourselves, things settles. So that is something which I do. Then, like gratitude. This is also one practice I have been doing. Uh, and as I see life, like in most of the people's life, 90-95% things are going right. Only 5 or 10% things may be going wrong. But our complete focus goes on those 5 or 10% things. We completely forget about the 90% of the things. And because of that, we don't enjoy our life and we end up into more bad situation. So gratitude is something which has really helped me. There is also one very famous book, The Magic. There is a 28 days process on gratitude, which is something like really good, which has helped me and my family also. So these are the things I take care in the morning. Then when it comes to physical health, one of the most important thing is our digestion. So one of the biggest mistake we do is having dinner late night and heavy dinner
Right.
because as our body works, digestion happens properly only between sunrise to sunset. That is the time when our digestion is at its optimum level. After sunset, digestion doesn't happen properly. So this was the same mistake I was also doing. I used to keep eating during the night, and then next day will I will feel all lazy. I will not feel like getting up. So many times we don't ask this to ourselves. We know that we are feeling lazy, but why we are feeling lazy? Because digestion is not happening properly. So having early dinner and light dinner, this is one biggest healthy habit I will advise to anyone. This will create like big change. Yeah. Like we will feel fresh in the morning, and then we will be able to utilize our day in the best way. So like try to have dinner before sunset. Uh, have that gap of 2-3 hours between dinner and sleep. So this is one thing I always suggest. And then like doing exercise, physical activity, it can be anything. And like I have seen 15 to 20 minutes normally if we do physical activity, exercise, that is enough for like normal good health. We are not here for bodybuilding. That is something I have observed. And not sitting or lying just after having food. Having little bit of physical movement, moving around. Or I also do Vajrasana. So that also helps us with the digestion. So it is a simple sitting posture, Vajrasana in yoga. After having our food, we can do that for 5 to 10 minutes. And that really speeds up the digestion process because our blood flow increases towards our digestion system. So most important thing is we need to take care of our digestion. So these are the simple things which we can do. Eating right, like in the right quantity, avoiding overeating, and eating like healthy food. These are the things which we can do, and it creates a big difference. So taking care of digestion is one thing, and then we also need to avoid the toxins. So like nowadays we are using so many products which are full of harmful chemicals. So that is also something we need to avoid so that those toxins will not go in our body. And actually, toxins are one of the biggest reason for many lifestyle diseases, and it is also impacting, resulting into laziness when there are toxins in our body, because our body's energy is going to take care of that. Then how we will be active? So these are the two main things we need to take care: avoiding the toxins and taking care of our digestion, so that those toxins will not be there in our body, and we will feel active during our day. So these are the things we can do to take care of our mind and take care of our body. And this is one thing I also realized, Fatah, like in the last few years, when we look at successful people, they are highly active and they are highly focused. So they have highly active body and they have highly focused mind. So these are the two things I have been focusing on also. And these are the things which I mentioned. These are the things which is helping me to achieve that.
Yeah, I think you also simplified the success formula for many people out there, right? If you see already successful people, as you rightly said, active body and focused mind, right? Once you are able to build those habits, you are going to achieve that. And I think when people achieve that, success is not a far off dream. Success will become practical for many. And so that is
Yeah.
really good. Now
And
you
actually, I didn't know about this before 2018. For 10, 11 years, I was focusing on success. I want to do something big, but I was not taking care of myself, my body and mind. So this was a big realization for me also.
Great, great. I think that's the foundation for many people out there. You also spoke about toxics and detoxifying, right? You spoke about those things. Now, if somebody has to start, right, we also talk about cleansing. Like anything you start, there are a lot of prerequisites for it. And so, how can somebody like start off by going through with the detoxification? Like, what are the steps you suggest? Like 2023 has started, right? Many people are in that rush. Many people have that motivation to change themselves, their lives, their habits. So how they can start off, whether they should go with first detoxification or they should start with some new habit early, like how is that?
Yeah. So for detox, Pratha, there are three simple things which I have been using and I always suggest. One most important thing is detox will happen when our stomach is empty. For our body, the first priority is taking care of the digestion system. So if we are eating all the time digestion is going on, detox will not happen. Our body has this power to detox, to take those toxins out of our system, to repair our body. Every day there are so many cells are building up in our body, in our brain. So our body has that capability. But if we are not taking care of our digestion, then that detox is not happening. And then we are facing the issues. So first important thing is being empty stomach. Try to be empty stomach most of the time. And as most of the professionals who are doing the desk job, we are not doing enough physical activity. So actually, we require very less food in comparison to what normally people are eating nowadays. So if we eat right, in the right quantity, right food, and then we do little bit of physical activity, we will be empty stomach most of the time, and then detox will happen. So this is one thing, empty stomach. Next thing is sleeping right, because our body repair detox happens mostly during the night, and that is also like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. is the peak time when our body is capable of doing that recovery, doing this that detox. So ensuring that we are sleeping right time, try to sleep like between 10 to 10:30 p.m. and then it will help us to detox more. So this is the second thing, sleeping right. Third thing is we can actually empower this detox process by using some green juices. So there are some vegetable juices, like we can use green vegetables. like cucumber, spinach, bottle gourd. These are the things which we can use. We can take juice out of that, and that is something which helps us to fast track this detox process. So this we can take empty stomach, preferably in the morning. We can do also like coconut water is also one good option for detox. That also helps, easily available. And also one very powerful thing is ash gourd. So ash gourd juice also helps. This is that is the best option for detox. So empty stomach, sleeping right, and using green juices. This is something. These three things can help us a lot with the detox.
Great, nice to know that so that people can start detoxifying themselves. And coming back to corporate professionals, you said corporate professionals may not have to eat that much because not doing like, especially people who are in front of the laptops most of the time, right? The IT professionals and all, whose work is mostly in front of laptop. One of the challenge that these professionals also face is like they have different types of fitness issues, right? Back pain, neck pain. So, what kind of habits can they develop? Anything that are like simple, because most of them have the challenge of even time. They are like back to back meetings, back to back work, right? Targets that they have to achieve, lot of things. You know the kind of pressure today in the corporate world. Right? So, how can they actually still maintain some good habits and then have good health and good lifestyle?
Yeah. So like I also have similar kind of situations. So what I do is like we need to ensure like taking maybe 2 to 5 minutes of break every 1 hour or 1.5 hour, and do like little bit of stretching and bending. So that is something I do in between whenever I get time, just 2 to 5 minutes. That is something which we can do. And also in the morning, uh, stretching and bending definitely. Also, like Surya Namaskar is something which really helps us to like completely stretch our body, all parts of our body, and especially back part also. So that is also something which has helped me to avoid that back pain and neck pain. So like doing the stretching, bending, and Surya Namaskar. These are the three things which has helped me to avoid those issues. And also like avoiding the stress. Now there are so many studies, scientific studies, which has correlated. Like stress is one big reason for these kind of pain, our back pain, neck pain, all these things. Because when our mind is stressed, uh, our mind is allowing our body to function. If mind is in a stress, body will not function properly. Our body organs will not function properly. So then we face these kind of issues. So that is one thing, avoiding the stress by taking care of our mind, as we discussed earlier, and then avoiding the toxins. So toxins also becomes one of the reasons. Like when there are lots of toxins in our body, it is going to different parts of our body with the blood stream, and then there are blockages happens. So that also becomes one of the reason for these issues. So these are the things we can avoid to overcome these challenges.
Okay, great. So one is like people now doing it themselves, right, and then taking charge and control of them. But the other challenge people face is the external factors. Right? Whenever you're building new habits, you have people, your friends, especially your family members, who sometimes start make fun of you, who sometimes actually like pushing you, hey, or like how is it going to change your life, or inspiring, I would not say inspiring, influencing you in terms of the wrong ways. How can people get rid of this and then still stick on with their habits and still continue to have a beautiful life?
Yeah. So actually, I when you were talking about that, I was remembering there was a one big I think psychologist. Someone asked him like, what is the best way for self control? Someone very successful. So his answer was like avoid the situations where you need to use the self control. So
Hmm.
like changing our environment is one big thing which plays a big role in our life. Yeah. So like where we are exposing ourselves, whatever we will expose, we will start becoming like that. And this is something which is happening a lot nowadays. Like anything which we are watching, there are lots of advertisements, and lots of these companies, they know about human behavior, how to manipulate human behavior. So they are using those things in marketing, in advertisement, and they are pushing us towards unhealthy lifestyle. So, like in the world we are living today, by default mode is unhealthy lifestyle. So if
Hmm.
we want to live healthy lifestyle, we need to put some efforts. By default, it will not happen,
Right.
and that is what we are seeing nowadays. And you will not believe it, Fatah. Like when I first got to know about this, I was very shocked. Like there are 61% of the deaths in India are happening because of lifestyle diseases and issues.
Yeah,
61%. Can you believe that?
that's a big number.
So yeah. So because it has become very normal in the world we are living today, be it like digital platforms, TV, all the digital platforms, and even the people around us. It started from marketing, but now it has become part of our society, part of our family. Everyone is talking that language. Cold drink पीते हैं, pizza खाते हैं. That is which has become something normal. Eating
Hmm.
unhealthy. So we need to change that environment if we want to bring change. So how I change my environment is I started reading about healthy lifestyle, some books related to that. I started watching videos related to that, and I started following the people who are following healthy lifestyle in their life. We need to look at like who are the role models for us. People who are promoting healthy lifestyle, or who are promoting Pepsi or burger or whatever. So this is the change we need to bring in our life, changing our environment, changing where we are exposing ourselves to positive things, healthy things. That is something which will bring big change, and it will make it like really easy to follow healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, very well said. Very well said. I completely agree. Like, environment has a big influence on people, especially like we spoke about smoking. Like, if you are with smokers, you would tend to become a smoker, or if you are one among them, it's difficult for you to come out of that habit because your environment is always that you are always surrounded with those people, right? So, coming out of
I
that environment and building a new environment, I think can help. Yeah.
absolutely pata. So like when I was in school days, I was at home, so there was a different environment. So I was a
Right.
very nice child. But I when I went to college, there was a completely different environment in hostels. So they played a big role in my life, and from there, like I got uh, into unhealthy habits. So we need to change that.
Right. And you also mentioned a point about also looking at whom you are inspired by, people who are like promoting wrong things or wrong products, or people who are talking about the right things, the changes and all. So that also connects me to the point of a coach or mentor. How important is it for people to have a coach or mentor if they have to build habits or if they have to become successful, be it in their careers or in their life?
Yeah. So like I also didn't realize it very late. For many years, I was like wanted to grow in my career, in my business also, but I never had any coach or mentor in my life. Uh, so it was not for career. That means it was not for health or anything else also.
Right.
So, but this thing I realized in the last few years. And when we look at like our Indian culture, Fatah, there was always a guru. We have that guru parampara. There was
Right.
always a guru for every successful person, behind every successful person. And same thing is happening now also. So these things I started uh, understanding at a later phase. If we look at any sports person also, they also have a coach.
Right.
So we need to have that someone who has done what we want to do and who can guide us, because that ultimately like fast tracks our journey. Now, for the same thing, I was struggling for 2 3 years. Now, same things I'm helping others to do like in 2 3 months. So it gives us speed. What I was not able to do for many years. Within a very 1 year, I was able to implement many healthy habits because of that guidance from the coach, from the mentor. So that is something which is like anyone who wants to fast track that journey, be it career, be it health or anything, it plays a big role.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Like mentor or coach, many people take it for granted or they don't understand the importance of it, right? So for changing any habit, for developing new habits, for anything that you want to grow in your career life, it's very important to have a mentor who can actually fast track that journey and show you what is right and what is wrong and how do you actually follow that process. And so that's something beautiful that you have mentioned. You also wrote this book, Simplify Habits for Healthy You, right? So what does this book cover and who can actually get benefit from this particular book?
Yeah, so this book is for people like me, Further, and I'm on a mission to help 1 million mid-age busy professionals to overcome unhealthy lifestyle. So this book is for the people who are stuck with unhealthy lifestyle, who wants to implement healthy lifestyle because they are ambitious, they want to grow in their career, and for that they need that healthy body and healthy mind. So this book is for them, and it is available on Amazon. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, and I would highly recommend people who are trying to not only build habits but trying to simplify that process of building habits. This is an amazing book you can pick up, Simplify Habits for Healthy You by Manoj Sharma. It's available on Amazon. You can pick it up from there and you can start that as your first step. And also for people who want to have a coach or mentor in life who can actually help in terms of building your habits to so that you can grow in your career and in your life. Definitely recommend Manoj because I have known him for a couple of years now, doing some amazing work out there. So good to see whatever you are doing, Manoj. Now, anything that you feel that okay, this can go as a good message for people starting 2023, because a lot of people write goals, a lot of people start off with certain thing, but they either get into like mode where they are into procrastination or self doubt or something where they start but they get stuck. So how can people progress further, and what is your like best suggestion that can come at this point of time when people are starting their new year 2023?
yeah. So one very important thing, Fatah, which helped me in my journey also is self-realization. For many years, we keep doing things, things are not working, but we put very less time and effort to uh, look back and review and realize things. For many years, I was also not doing it. I wanted to do big things. I was putting some efforts also, but I was not doing that analysis like, why is it not working? Where am I lacking? So these are the simple questions we need to ask ourselves for that self-realization. And when we do that, we will identify those gaps. So we know many things, but uh, in current time when we are living in information is there is lots of information, but what is lacking is implementation. How to implement? So you want to build habits, healthy habits, or any good habit, but how to actually build that habit? That we need to understand. And this is a big world, Fatah. Anything which we want to do, there have been people before us who wanted to do same things, who have done the same things, and who have shared their experiences.
Right.
So knowledge is available. We need to find that. So there have been many studies, also scientific studies, how to actually build habits. We just need to learn those concepts and implement that. That is something which has really helped me. Then another most important thing is taking care of our state of mind. We need to be in that peaceful, calm mind state. We need to be in a positive emotional state. Then only we can perform our actions, day-to-day actions in a right way. So these are the things we need to take care. And as I said, we need to focus on that foundation. We want success, but foundation is highly active, highly focused. Focus on having that highly active body and highly focused mind. And everything is just a reflection of that in the outside world.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's amazing. Now, Before we conclude this, I want, since your book is around this, your concept is around simplifying. What are those? Because you have also walked the path. You were there in a phase earlier where which was your previous version. You went through a lot of challenges without having the right habits. Today you have practiced that. You are teaching to many of the people. If you have to put it in three simple points, right, that have helped you to simplify and have habits in your life, and that can also help others. What are those three simple points that people can take away as a message and then have a beautiful 2023 with great habits?
Yeah. So, like what I have realized in the last few years that there are many options available. Sometimes we get stuck with the things and we don't explore the things enough and we just accept that life. So I was also in that phase when I
Right.
was talking about 2018. For 2, 3 years, I was in that phase. I was not growing the way I wanted. I was not having the life I wanted. It was impacting my personal family life also, the relations also. And I was getting lost. And because I was uh, with that overthinking mind, with lazy body, I was also not able to understand the things properly. But when I achieved that state with calmness in my mind, with peace of mind, then I was able to see the things properly. It also gave me the confidence to explore new things. And now, today, I'm in a situation when I'm enjoying every day of my life.
Right. And this is
Because,
exactly what we want for our audience. So, can you give us three simple points, right? So that people can remember. It can be as simple as, it should be like in maybe three sentences, right? That can help people like, uh, have a great mindset. You had a great mindset, then you found a mentor, something like first point maybe like had a great
yeah,
mindset, second point had a great mentor. It can be anything like that. 3 points which people can take away today, and they can build a great 2023. If you have to put it in
yeah,
simple three sentences, what would that be?
yeah. So in my life, Fatah, I focused on 3 points, three important points.
Okay.
First is learning,
Mm-hmm.
second is growing, third is
Mm-hmm.
contributing. These are the three things I always focused on. So I always ensure that I'm learning every day. I'm growing. When I'm saying I'm growing internally. I'm becoming a better person in terms of my health, in terms of my body, in terms of my mind, and that will ultimately has been helping me to grow in the outside world also. And then contributing, that I'm helping someone every day. I'm adding that value in others' life, and that is what the combination of these three things is. I'm enjoying every day of my life. That is the secret.
Super, super. I think people who are watching us or who are going to watch us later on recording, three simple things that can help you in terms of habits and in your career and in your life is, one is, as Manoj mentioned, learning. Like it can be learning about how you actually stop those habits, how you actually start new habits, becoming aware and getting that knowledge, acquiring that knowledge is very important. Second thing is where you are actually going ahead and then having that realization and uh, actually going ahead and adding value, right? Second one was implementing, Manoj.
Second is growing, and
Growing, right? Yeah,
like
implementing with
yeah.
growing. Yeah,
So this is also why what I have realized. Like when we grow when we do something new, when we do something which is uncomfortable, which is out of our comfort zone. So that really helps us to become a better person, more confident, and grow internally. Yeah. And
right.
the third one is
Going to
contribution.
the third one definitely is something which everyone can be inspired by, is contributing, because Manoj has been contributing a lot in this area, and you can contribute not only to others but to yourself, because you are responsible for your life, you are responsible for your body. So contributing to yourself, contributing to your family by giving a good life, because you are healthy, you are following the right habits, and I think that's amazing. So thank you, Manoj, for sharing a lot of golden tips here, which you have practiced yourself, followed it, and today helping a lot of people around this. So thank you for being here and sharing your knowledge and experience with us.
Thank you, Fatah. Thank you for this opportunity. I love to share the experiences and the way you have asked all the questions. Like very nicely, it has helped me to share all the experiences which I have been through my journey.
Great. Thank you, Manoj. Thanks everyone for who have been watching us live or going to watch us later on the recording. Definitely, this is something that is going to change your life. The habits is one important part of all the successful people in the world, right? And if you have to simplify your habits, you can pick up the book which Manoj Sharma has written, Simplify Habits for Healthy You. You can connect with Manoj. He's available on all social media channels. You can connect with him, reach out to him, and see how you can actually simplify your habits and have a wonderful new year. Thank you, everyone. And once again, thank you, Manoj, for being here and adding value to the audience.
Thank you, brother.